Hi, John Prendergast, anxiety and psychotrauma therapist here. I want to take a couple of minutes out while I'm in studio today and just give you some information on questions I get all the time. Why do I distract myself? Why do I self-sabotage? So many people are doing this, and you get it in all areas of life. The obvious ones would be weight loss, where people have a long-term goal, they want the health, they want the long life, whatever it is, and then that long-term goal disappears and short-term thinking comes in and they just eat whatever it is that's in front of them, whatever it is that will give them a nice sensation. In business, you see this an amazing amount of the time, particularly with people in startup businesses. And I do a lot of work supporting startup business and entrepreneurs. And the number one issue they have is they usually know what to do to a certain extent. They might be unclear on some of the detail. That creates a bad feeling and they find themselves distracting and sabotaging. But at that moment, they do have a really positive long-term goal and vision of this is what I want to do. This is going to make a difference in my life. This is a really good thing. But they also, with that, have a bad feeling. And this is one of the amazing things about the human mind. We can hold two absolutely contradictory and different emotions at the same time. I'll give you a great example of this. If ever you've been to an Irish funeral, and if you were close to the person who passed away, you'll have a deep sense of sadness and loss. And that's going to be there. But if you're at an Irish funeral, odds are you're going to laugh at some point. Because we reminisce, we joke, we like to bring a little bit of humour to an occasion like that. It lightens the load, it lets us remember the good times with the person who passed away. But at that moment where you're laughing, you feel good, you feel positive. You still have that huge depth of sadness underneath it. Once you realise that your mind is holding two contradictory things in mind a lot of the time, it can allow you to begin to take control of it. So when you find yourself sitting down or going about doing something that you actually want to do that you might have been holding back about, notice the moment that you wimp out. And it's not going to feel like wimping out. Your mind will give you an excuse. I mean, when I was anxious and depressed, I couldn't get into a classroom without panic. Booked for a course in University College Dublin 3 times, paid for it twice, never made it in the door. But as far as I was concerned, I'd never wimped out. I always had an excuse that I was happy to believe. It was the wrong course for me. I should do it in 6 months' time. Maybe I should study for the year and hit the ground running next year and I'll come out of there with a first. There's always something believable if the feeling wants you to believe it. So when you sit down to do something and you just get a bad feeling, you most commonly or most likely haven't noticed really where that's coming from or much about it in the past. You've most likely just responded to a bad feeling. So the thing to look for is when you change. When you change from doing what it is that you decided to do into distraction, whether it's Candy Crush Saga, or whether it's Facebook, TV, whatever it is that you take your mind into to get away from it, notice when that happens and notice physically what's happening in your body and in your mind. Is there a tightness or a churning in your stomach that would be indicative of stress or anxiety? Has your chest tightened? Is it a little just more shallow in your breathing? Is there a physical change that indicates the physical nature of a bad feeling that's going on there? Is your mind racing? Are your thoughts just going round and round really fast? Does it seem like there's a lot going on in there? These are the things that can let you spot the problem. Once you spot the problem, you can take control of it. Because now for the first time you're noticing that your behavior is being pushed, not just responding unconsciously and going with it. So now you can actually just say to yourself, hang on, I really do want to do this. There's important reasons why I want to get this done. It's going to make a difference for me and the people that matter in my life. And you can take conscious control of it because you've got the motivation and the good feeling as well as the bad feeling. But now you can choose which one you're putting in the driving seat. By noticing when that feeling occurs and just being aware and deciding to take control of it, you can make an enormous difference in how productive you can be and how much you can accomplish in life. So pay attention and just choose to work for a little bit of time on the thing that's important. Start out by training your mind, just one piece at a time. When you notice you are about to wimp out or pull away or distract yourself, decide that for half an hour you're going to work on it. Keep the time short, make it easy for your mind to go with you. After a week of getting half an hour done each evening, you'll see you're actually getting ahead of the game. Then you can increase it to 2 hours or 1 hour or however long you want. But make it easy for you to succeed. Notice it, take control of it, and choose just a short period of time that you're going to make it better. It's the best way to succeed. So hope you find this useful. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Thanks.